Hi, I'm Sarah. Today I'm talking to the latest pair eliminated from the Challenge USA. I spoke with Xavier and Shan about their loyalties and why they think this move was a big mistake. I would love to talk about your strategy going in. Shan, were you Survivor Strong all the way? Did you have other allegiances?
I mean, I went in there really wanting to play with, honestly, really wanting to play with Tiffany. I really, really wanted to. But it just, she never talked game with me. So that was my first kind of strategy. I wanted to really connect with her and I really wanted to play with her. And then the algorithm came in, I wanted to partner with Danny all the way through, but then the algorithm came in and that blew up everything. So I knew going into the game that I had a big target on my back because of Survivor 41 and how far I went and the Shantham and all of, the big moves on the show and being strategic. So I just really wanted to play under the radar for as long as I could. But yeah, I was definitely Survivor Strong. And yeah, I was not going to jump ship at all until we had gotten down to probably Survivor and Big Brother. But you could see that whole thing just blew up, girl. So fast.
Xavier, how about you? I mean, were you Big Brother? It looked like mostly Alyssa was your loyalty.
Geez, here we go with this.
No, you tell me.
I was primarily loyal to Big Brother as a whole. My goal going in was like, okay, there's 9 Big Brother people. My goal is to try to get as many of us to the finals as possible, to run in TJ's final as possible. The person I was closest to coming into the game was Alyssa. Obviously, this was no secret to everyone. She was my best friend from our season. So I viewed her, and there were conversations that her and I had prior to even entering the house that are the reason why I was so committed to like making sure I had her back. But yeah, it was like I was Big Brother. I wanted to see as many Big Brother players in the final as possible, specifically people from my season, because I'm like, yes, obviously I want to win again. It feels good to win. But if I'm not going to win, if one of my friends wins and they get their bag, I'm still going to be happy. Like DX, if you win and you beat me, cool. I'm okay with that.
Trivia. Top 8 tradable currencies. Apparently that's not a peso.
Apparently not. This is news to moi. But like, all right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about that dumbass question. Like, list a bunch of currencies, I think we would have been fine. Top 8 traded is where it got really dicey for me, because like that's specific. And I'm thinking back to like my world geography class from high school, and I'm like, what do you know? And then they said the US dollar. I was like, well, sorry, dollar bill. Sorry, George, gotta go. And then they said the euro, and I was like, there goes the 2 that I know.
Right.
I went to law school. I didn't work on Wall Street. I'm not Jordan Belfort. How am I supposed to know these things?
And then that fall, I mean, it looked terrifying to me. How was that fall?
That fall was awful. Literally, I mean, I was thinking in my head, yen, because I kept seeing it in my head at the airport. But I was like, Xavier's so smart and he's an American. He's got to know this stuff, And so then he says peso, and all I hear is peso echo in my head. Peso. As we're looking at TJ and the people checking their little books to see if peso's written there. And then Xavier looks at me and goes, well, he's like, are you ready for this? Like, he was so chill. And we thought it was like, it was awful. Like, I would never want to do that again. It was raining. Everything was creaking and like dripping. And I was like, this doesn't feel safe at all. But yeah, I mean, trivia, it was not my favorite, clearly.
Tomato trivia.
Yeah.
Well, now Kyland and Alyssa are in charge. I mean, you think you're safe, right? We see Xavier, you're laughing with them. Did you walk away from that conversation with any actual red flags, or was it pretty chill?
No, 100% red flags, because they kept asking me questions. They kept bringing up things from Big Brother. That's why on the episode, you see me saying, if you guys are literally going to throw me in because of Big Brother 23, just do it. But no, when I'm coming back, y'all ass is grass.
Yeah.
It's like, you're already kind of behind Survivor, and then you're just giving them a free draft pick. Like because I hadn't done anything on the challenge to go against either of them. So it's like, if you're basing this off the challenge, it doesn't make sense. But if you guys are basing this off Big Brother 23, okay, throw me in, but just know when I come back, even though you guys tried to make it seem like it was about Shan, like even if it was about Shan, doesn't matter. I'm still coming for y'all. So yeah, no. Oh, literally, 1,000 red flags. That's why I said what I said, but I said it in a laughing way because like, oh, this is fun. No, I can see what you guys are doing. If you guys are really that salty, fine, let's see how it works out for you.
Like, it wasn't the best kept secret because I heard rumblings, right? But it just like, I was just thinking like strategically, this doesn't make the most sense. Like, they've got to have something up here, right? Like, there's got to be something in there. And so I'm like, I mean, I know they're upset. You know, I know like Kylan, like Xavier said, you know, Kylan maybe wants his Superman, Batman moment. But this is too soon. Like, at least wait for Survivor and Big Brothers to get down. Like, let's whittle down the numbers. We still got people here. And so it was buffoonish. It was just not smart. We went in, and I think it didn't serve them well in the end. Well, I'll just say that, you know.
Right. So we hear you say you can't trust Big Brother, but you're not thinking, but you're like, strategically though, you're not coming for us right now.
Like I'm like, y'all are shady. And I even thought at one point Xavier was a little shady, you know, even though now
I am shady. I'm a Big Brother player. I'm shady.
He's a Big Brother player. So he admits it, you know what I mean? It's like it's in their DNA. That's how they get cast. Like, are you shady? Yeah. Big Brother, let's put them with Juliette, right? So no, they're great. Most of them, some of them. I like some of them. But I think like, no, I just didn't, I mean, girl, it just did not make any sense. Like, it wasn't, why are you eating one of your own? Y'all trying to, what, you think you guys are going to take on Survivor on your own without like your winner from your season? Like, who could be a meat shield? It just didn't make any sense. So I'm like, you can't trust them. Like, I don't trust anything they say, but
everyone from Big Brother generally knew that like the other shows didn't trust us, which you would think incentivizes us more to be like, hey, we have to stick together because even if we go to those other sides, we're at the bottom of their totem pole because they know they can't trust us. So why would we try to jump ship and be literally low man on the ship when with our own side, we actually stand a chance? And yeah, you might lose to me again, but you may also make it further. Or you might even beat me, which to me, I don't know, maybe I'm old fashioned, but to me, winning is the best kind of revenge. You know, that's just kind of where I come from, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
That's a good one. All right, well, you're in the arena. Are you Hulk smashing through this glass, or was this a strategy that you discussed ahead of time?
Bit of both.
Bit of both. Like, I definitely talked about it. I was like, I said, X is like, I'm just gonna like go at it. I'm like, I support you, friend. Like, you just get through that glass. I did not want to hit the glass. I'm just being honest. I really did not. But I knew once we got to, you said what?
Go ahead, Shan.
No. But I knew once we got to the puzzle, we'd be Gucci. You know, I knew once we got to the puzzle, we would be fine. It was just about getting through the glass. Hindsight's 2020. Xavier, you take it from here. We've been asked this question like 1,000 times.
Oh,
I mean, I thought you guys had it. I would put money on you guys.
We like you, Sarah. Thank you. So like we accepted the penalty, and honestly, it's a penalty. It's never going to be beneficial, but it wasn't nearly as much of a hindrance as like I think a lot of people thought. So when we got our goal with the penalty, because we knew the penalty, we're like, that's not good, but this may give us time to kind of lay the pieces out and maybe figure out where they might go on the puzzle before we even get started. So once the penalty was up, like we caught up to them in seconds. Like, we were moving. We literally got stuck on one piece. And if we had figured out that one piece, we would have won. But while we were trying to figure out that piece, that was where I think that penalty probably came into play and was a little more negative. But it wasn't like they blew us out of the water because of the penalty. No, that penalty evaporated in seconds.
Very, very quickly. I mean, had we just had maybe a minute, not a minute, like just a few seconds.
If we had an hour more, we would have beaten them easily. But David and Justine, they're both solid competitors. I think anyone who has been underestimating them, I think they now need to put more respect on their name because you know, they're both here to compete just as much as anybody else. And I like it when it comes to David. I know David hasn't had the most success in competitions on Big Brother, so I personally was happy to see. I'm mad that I lost, but it was good to see him get a win. You know, I know how much that meant to him, and so I tipped my hat to them, man. I was like, yeah, good for y'all.
All right, well, I know I have to go, but X, I have to ask you: did you leave the cookout group chat?
I see what you're doing. No, I'm actually still in the cookout group chat.
Like, did you? I didn't even know. Did you leave the cookout group chat?
I didn't leave the cookout group chat, girl. Ain't nobody in the cookout group chat. I'm still cooking. But no, I actually didn't.
Okay, good to hear. All right, thank you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.